Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Moon. Isn't it precious to have a new moon on Christmas Day? I'm spending the day and the evening with my family, or I would be here with you live. But I do believe that this ritual is going to be a blessing for you at whatever time of day you choose to play it. What a powerful thing to have a new moon in Capricorn on Christmas Day. This is an opportunity for you to set intentions for 2020. This is our last new moon of 2019. This is an opportunity for you to set intentions for your achievement in 2020. And so tonight our theme is the climb. And we're working with DNA energy in your candle, so I'll show you your tools. This is our DNA candle with our blessing that I'll read to you. We're working with our climb perfume, which is anise, bergamot, lemon, and white pepper. Activation, manifestation, and success. Those are all qualities that we attribute, of course, to dear Capricorn, which is the sign of achievement and climbing that mountain. Capricorn always achieves their goals. May take them a little longer than other people, but they're diligent, they're committed, they're practical, they're earthy, they're sensual, and they teach us how to fix your sight on a goal and not stop until you get there. And so to all of you Capricorns, we are honoring you tonight on this beautiful Capricorn new moon, and also on this day when we celebrate the essence of Christ consciousness and what it means to have compassion. Compassion for ourselves, compassion for each other. I think ultimately you will be more successful in 2020 if you engage that compassion. And so tonight I want you to think about setting two intentions, especially since it's Christmas, and especially since we have this portal, this opening to this vibrant dimensional energy that represents the consciousness of Christ. I want you to think about setting an intention tonight for your ascent in 2020. What ladder are you going to climb? What path are you going to ascend to manifest your dreams in the year ahead? And then the second intention I want you to think about setting tonight is grounded compassion. How can you bring more grounded, embodied compassion to your life, to others, and also be able to hold it for yourself? You know, I love the Buddhist philosophy that if your compassion doesn't include you, it's incomplete. You know, it's really true. If your passion doesn't include you, if your compassion doesn't include you, if your forgiveness doesn't include you, if your gentleness, if your love, if your nurturing and tenderness don't include you, they're incomplete. And so let's carry the essence of that energy forward into our ceremony this evening. The crystals in your set, by the way, that we're working with are black kyanite for clearing, because tonight we want to clear through any remaining energy of this year that might stand in the way of us manifesting our deepest intentions for 2020. Then we're working with corundum, and most of our pieces have a little star action on the end. Did you check yours? Look at that little light play. So corundum is blue, which is sapphire, or red, which is ruby. So if your piece is more blue, which mine is, this is more of a star sapphire. And if your piece is more red, then you have more of a star ruby. And then this is Oregon Sunstone, natural, beautiful Oregon Sunstone. Isn't that incredible? The stone of leading your life. And ultimately, that's what this new moon is all about. How are you going to lead your life in the year ahead? You know, we are entering a new decade. We really are. It's amazing when you stop and think that with the end of 2019, we are ushering in another 10-year cycle. And so how are you planning to step across that threshold? And what's new about you? What's going to be new about you in this decade? Are you going to stop taking things too seriously and lighten up? Are you going to forgive people and wounds of the past and learn to start letting things go? Tonight would be a beautiful opportunity, because we always release at the new moon, to do that, to maybe set an intention for letting go of what's been heavy since 2009, right? This decade brought me a daughter and her first 10 years of life, so I can look and see all of the beautiful things, but it also brought me the birth of Sage Goddess and our whole 8.5-year cycle that we're in the middle of right now. And I can see my growth, and I can also see where I've stumbled and made mistakes, you know? And so I think if you can take tonight as an opportunity to reflect, especially with the peace and beauty of the season and all that tonight represents, express your gratitude, because we always have to be grateful, not just for what's easy, but also for what's been challenging, right? Because we learn most when we struggle. It's just the nature of the human condition, because we learn what our strengths are, we learn what our challenges are, we learn what our edges are, how far we can push ourselves. And so sometimes the struggle really is a gift. Hard to see that when you're in the middle of it. It's very much Capricorn wisdom, I have to say. But Capricorns teach us how to navigate the seasons and cycles of life with grace. They really, really do. Very little phases of Capricorn, because they're thinking big picture. You know what I mean? If something challenges them today, that's okay, because they know a day from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, it's not going to matter. They're very good at perspective, and they teach us how to maintain that perspective when otherwise our emotions sort of get the better of us. So thank you to all of you Capricorns out there. This is your moon, and we celebrate you tonight. Okay, so I'm going to call in the guides and guardians of all of the 7 sacred gateways tonight to be present with us. We want to begin by rolling our shoulders back, calling our energy into present time. Turn your palms facing up so you're nice and open and receptive to the energy that's flowing. Take a nice deep breath and let all of the air out of your diaphragm and just soften into this moment. Remind yourself that there's nowhere else to be right now, nothing else to do. This time belongs to you, and on this sacred, sacred day, it's so beautiful to share our ceremonial space with you, truly. And I'm wishing all of the blessings of tonight's ceremony. I'm wishing it for your friends and family and loved ones, too. Maybe they're even watching with you tonight. Who knows? So anyway, welcome, and Merry Christmas. So I want to begin by imagining a beautiful white beam of light that wraps around our circle tonight. That beam of light extends out of your left hand. I always imagine it like 4 to 6 diameters in width, and give it warmth, the temperature, and let that beam of light wrap itself around clockwise until it comes back to you in your right hand. And when it does, just feeling that energy move through your system, through your chakras, up and down and through that central channel. And tonight that energy feels even more powerful, doesn't it? When we send and receive on a high, holy day, like Christmas Day. And we're surrounded by all the other holy days as well, Yule and Hanukkah. And so I just want you to sort of bathe in the beauty of this time. Really receive it. It's really sweet medicine for you, no matter where you are, and no matter what you believe in, truly. And so let's call first to the Guardians of the East. We're so thankful to you, Guardians of the East, for opening our circle with us this evening. We call in energies of spaciousness and movement and flow in the East, energies of dawn, the beginning of a new day and a new phase, and for tonight's purposes, the beginning of a new decade. And so thank you, Guardians of the East, for being here with us on this holy evening as we prepare to say goodbye to 2019 and prepare to open a huge sacred door to 2020 and the decade ahead. We welcome you with gratitude. And Guardians of the South, we welcome you, the Fire Gateway, lessons of passion and compassion in the South, playfulness, curiosity, stamina, direction. We're so grateful for the passion that the South brings, embodied fire, the strength you'll need to move through the next decade of your life with grace. We welcome the Guardians of the South. And then to the Guardians of the West, beautiful Water Gateway. Energies of emotional healing and purification come to us in the West, mother energy, grandmother energy in the West, and just allowing those energies to wash over your heart space tonight, to release feelings of anger or resentment, and just allowing your heart to be flooded with energies of compassion and forgiveness. We welcome the Guardians of the West. And then Guardians of the North, we welcome you for patience, strength. You know, the season of winter is the direction of north, and it's a time of hibernation and returning within and retreat and rest. And so Guardians of the North, remind us, support us as we move into this season of beautiful hibernation and rest for ourselves. Remind us that rest is sacred and holy, and that in order to do the work of spring ahead, that we need to engage this rest. We need to allow our mind, body, and spirit to find ease and comfort in the days and weeks ahead of us. We're thankful for support in the north, wisdom in the north. So we welcome the guardians of that gateway to be in ceremony space with us. And then to the guardians of the 3 vertical gateways, the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world. We welcome in the upper world guardians of the angelic gateways, the Akashic gateways, and the star gateways. These are the dimensions above the 5th, 6th, and 7th dimensions, allowing us to harness the power of universal life force energy, connecting with our angels, spirit guides, ascended masters, and teachers. We welcome in the guardians of the upper world, guardians of the middle world, this present moment, helping us to experience gratitude and equanimity with our fellow brothers and sisters in our community, with our friends and family. On this Christmas night, we give thanks to the guardians of the middle world for our communities, for our fellowship and friendship, for our loved ones and family members. We give thanks. We welcome you into the ceremony space. And then guardians of the lower world, we give thanks for support from below, our access points to the planet's own energetic vortices and matrix lines that help us to plug into the frequency of time and history and the wisdom that Gaia carries within her belly, helping us to access the crystalline matrix of all of our gems and minerals inside the earth, and feeling that energy rise from beneath you and connect to where you are in the middle realm, and then help you to ascend into a higher level of awareness and consciousness in the upper realm. And that's how we begin to embody these vertical energies. We give thanks to the guardians of the lower realm for attending us this evening. And with that, our new moon circle, our last new moon circle of 2019 is open. It's bittersweet, isn't it? More sweet than bitter. There's always so much joy to anticipate ahead, so I think the most important thing is to be grateful for what has already come and gone. And tonight is a beautiful opportunity to experience and to express your gratitude. I always tell my students, you have to remember everything that's around you right now, everything you have was something you wanted at some point. So now it's here, and it's okay to switch gears and change desires and move on a different path, but still be grateful. Be grateful because these people, these circumstances, these situations, these dynamics have taught you a lot. They've made you into the person that you are today. So I'm going to light my candle, calling in the element of fire. Fire is so important in winter. Because what fire reminds you, and take a moment right now to gaze at that flame. Because it's really true. What fire reminds us is that there is a light that never goes out. Christmas reminds me of that too. The northern star, right? There is a light that will always guide you. There is a light that never goes out. Sometimes you're the one who bears that light. Sometimes you're the hermit and it's your lantern. And those are the tougher parts of life, when we feel like we're the ones carrying the light. But sometimes people carry the light for you, don't they? The universe is such a beautiful system, intelligent system of checks and balances. And so you may have to carry the light for a while, but then someone else will come along and carry it for you too. That's my wish for you. And then let's anoint with our perfume. That brings in the element of water, which is really important for prosperity and emotional healing. Oh, it smells so good. A little bit at my third eye for what I know, at my wrist for what I do, and then a little bit at my ankles for where I go. You can really smell that white pepper. It's sexy. This one is a really good perfume, but it's also an achievement blend. So if you liked it, we have put back into stock today as many of just the Klein perfume as we can. So I think you're going to love it. The anise in it is for encouragement and stimulating your mind. It helps to build your intellect. The white pepper is for comfort, fearlessness, motivation, and strength. Bergamot is for success, balance, and joy. And then lemon is for spiritual cleansing, creativity, and rejuvenation in the winter months. So it's the ultimate get through the winter with grace and manifest your success in the spring blend. So enjoy that one. That's one of my favorites of the whole year. Okay, so the blessing on your candle says, as I light this candle, I stand firmly anchored in the truth that I am a constantly spiraling beam of energy. I am the creation of two possibilities that came together, and from their union, a new universe emerged. Isn't that true? I follow closely the dance of the universal rhythm, circling round and round. All that I could ever hope or desire is contained within the makeup of my existence. I return to this wisdom, knowing that all I ever need is the vision and belief to see it forward. Amen aho, and so it is. Okay. So in our meditation tonight, we're going to begin with your DNA. We're actually going to work with your DNA as a sacred ladder, as a spiral of creation, because that is the spiral that created you. And then what we're going to do is continue following that DNA strand and see where it leads us. See what new forms of creation are ready to come through you. See where maybe your DNA requires some healing or maybe an upgrade to your system. Did you know that human systems go through upgrades? Our planetary system is going through an upgrade too. So maybe what you're going to see tonight are places where you need to expand, explore, contract, or open in order to pursue the path, in order to climb the ladder of your soul's intended growth. So tonight's going to be a really sacred meditation. I want you to choose 2 stones to hold, and then what I'm going to recommend is that you choose the corundum and the Oregon sunstone, because what I want to do first is an exercise with this. I want to teach you about black kyanite. It is one of my top 10 crystals of all time. And the reason is it clears anything it touches, but it never needs to be cleared. It's a low maintenance little energy vacuum for you. So I want to begin before we even enter our meditation tonight, and I just want to sweep this kyanite through my auric field, which is about 6 to 12 inches outside of your physical body. So if you want to just take your piece of black kyanite over and through your field, always pass your crystals behind you, because there's all kinds of energy behind your body that also needs to be cleared. You should also always smudge behind you too. You can just pass your smudging bowl and then get it with your other hand. All right, so now that we're nice and clear, you can just keep that on your altar. Now that's your new little clearing wand. And blue kyanite doesn't work the same way. It's only black kyanite that clears like that. Blue kyanite's for alignment and balance, green kyanite's for healing, orange kyanite's for passion, and black kyanite is your vacuum cleaner. So I'm going to hold my corundum in my left hand and my beautiful sunstone in my right hand. And I want you to bring your attention to a visualization of your DNA, that double helix, that winding double chain of energy and light that really represents the fusion of energies that created you, the divine merging of masculine and feminine that created you. I wonder how often you really stop to think about that. You are a physical manifestation of divine magic. So if you ever stop believing in magic, you should look in the mirror. What is it that created you? A pretty divine force, if you ask me. So I want you to hold your 2 crystals. And out of these 2 crystals, I want you to imagine 2 beams of light that begin to wind and wave themselves up and out and around and together and through. And I want you to imagine these 2 crystals now out of your hands producing your DNA strand. And I want you to expand that DNA strand, widen it, stretch it out, so you can really visualize it. And I want you to begin to almost imagine it as a staircase, as a ladder, 2 ladders winding together. And I want you, as you close your eyes, to imagine trying to track those double ladders as high as you possibly can. And I want you to bring your attention to the stairs within them, visualizing them as beautiful ladders of light. And I want you to imagine now stepping into that double helix and making your way up, climbing your way up those stairs, those ladders of light, and feel yourself inside of your own energetic imprint, your own energetic origins. I want you to feel the magic of the moment you were created as you do this. I want you to feel the gratitude and really, really, really know in this moment, you are the highest evolutionary form of your lineage. It's all been leading to you. You're it. You're as good as it gets. Maybe the future generations will beat us, but we are the highest evolutionary form of our lineage, right? And so I want you to feel what that is. And spirit guides, join us in this moment and help us to navigate these beautiful spiral ladders, these spiral staircases of light, and help us to see inside of our own energetic origins, our own essence of creation. What was the process of our soul merging with this container that we've chosen, and why did we choose this particular life and this particular container? What was the core essence? And see if you can discern what that is tonight. What was the core essence of the lesson that you were meant to learn, that you came back this time specifically to do? What is that for you? Cue siren. Stay present, stay here in this moment. Continue climbing, continue ascending, continue climbing, continue ascending. You might even begin to feel yourself traversing outside of this present dimension, this third dimension of space and time. You might feel yourself starting to move beyond time and beyond space, out of 4D, out of 5D, beyond, where you simply begin to merge with the light. And you feel these staircases, these light beams of DNA, this double helix winding its way around you and navigating you, helping to direct you as you move and ascend. And just trust that you can follow this helix as far as it leads. It's like a beautiful magical beanstalk taking you up to the highest dimensions and realms. So who do you seek to connect with here for wisdom about your achievement and your ascension? Are you looking to connect with your angels, spirit guides? Are you looking for Akashic wisdom, which is often a really sweet validation of your intuition? And if you don't have a specific source of information that you're calling upon, just ask your spirit guides to lay bare for you what your next steps look like. Where do you need to focus or aim or direct your energy now to move into your soul path and purpose for 2020 and for the decade ahead? Every day, every week, every month, every year of your life has a purpose and a season and a cycle. And so great spirit, spirit guides, ancestors who might be with us in this moment, teach us and show us tonight what's the next best step on our paths. What's the next choice for ease and flow and creativity and achievement in 2020? You might ask yourself, who or what do you need to partner with in the year ahead or in the decade ahead to be able to achieve the goals that you are setting for yourself this evening? What assistance might you need or support might you call upon in the days and weeks and months and even years ahead? In Great Spirit, I pray that you show each person tonight what their ultimate destiny is. And then from there, wind it back and show us what the year ahead will bring, how the year ahead is going to shape us, support us, cultivate us, groom us to take the next steps on our soul's divine path. And then an important step of this process for tonight is calling in your healing guides while we're here in the helix, in the double helix of your DNA. Healing guides, if you wish, you can give them permission to code or recode any aspects of your physical DNA that need to be adjusted for healing so that you can move forward in comfort and ease in the year and decade ahead. So healing guides, we ask you to come forward. If there's any coding or recoding necessary of our DNA in this lifetime, we ask that you recode us for health, wellness, abundance, prosperity, achievement, and success. Help to release us, if we're ready, from any bonds that have kept us from making progress and experiencing momentum in our lives. And so now in this place, I want you can keep your eyes closed, but I want you to articulate your intention now for achievement. And it can be an intention for the next lunar cycle, an intention for all of 2020, or an intention for the next decade, or all three if you wish. And you can write it down, but I would prefer that you actually say it out loud. What is that goal for achievement? What mountain are you climbing? And maybe it's achievement at work. Maybe it's getting a promotion or starting your own company or your own adventure. Maybe it's achievement in your family. Finally seeing your last child off to college, or it could be a million different things for you. What does achievement look like for you in 2020? So I want you to close your eyes and set that intention. And then the most important question, how will you know if you've achieved it? What are the signs? What's the proof? What's the tangible, the deliverable that will tell you you did it? You got there. What is that? So how will you define success in 2020? And now, spirit guides, are there any other pieces of information or insight that each person needs to hear, receive, channel, download tonight in order to step fully into these goals and visions of the year and the decade ahead that they're setting? Please offer us wisdom, symbols, information, pictures, whatever we need right now to be able to activate this wisdom and to embody it in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. Hopefully you're getting some good insight and wisdom there. Okay. Your second intention for tonight, as I mentioned at the beginning, should be for compassion. If you have it in your heart, especially since it's Christmas night, I want you to think back across this year, and I want you to reflect on your own compassion, your own humility, your own maybe mistakes that you may have made this year. And I want you to also reflect on moments where others may have struggled or failed you, let you down or disappointed you. And I want you to have an intention tonight around compassion. And so going forward, beginning tonight and all the way through the rest of 2019, these last few days and all of 2020, where can you bring more compassion into your heart? Both for yourself and the places and ways in which you need to improve, expand, grow, and make progress, but also for others. Recognizing that everyone's human. We can't expect people to be perfect. They're not. We're all imperfect. I am, you are. Making mistakes is part of this job that we have as humans. But we can bring grace and compassion to it. We can have an open, loving, and forgiving heart. And so maybe this is going to be the year where you're going to be the proactive one. You're going to go and say, you know what, I could have done better and I'm sorry. Or, I miss you and I wish that we could reconnect. Maybe you're going to be the one to do that this year. It's a really liberating thing to do, I will tell you, because usually the other person would love to hear from you, right? Maybe you're going to go back and say, I was hard on you when that happened and I should have gone a little easier. Or you can tell it to yourself. I was hard on you when that happened, self. And I should have got a little easier on you. A lot of times we're harder on ourselves than we are on other people, right? Where can you bring more compassion, healing? And so take one more moment enjoying the view from the top of this beautiful helix that we've climbed. You climb that helix, you're up there with the Akashic guides and the angels and archangels. It's a beautiful etheric space to embody. So it's always hard to come back. But we have to come back so that we can integrate the wisdom that we gather and then embody it and share it with others. That's why we're here. So thank you, spirit guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters, and teachers, light beings from all dimensions who helped us to ascend this beautiful cosmic ladder. And now with your guidance, we're going to begin the descent. And just imagine, you can almost feel yourself like an elevator, can't you? I can kind of feel it, like just starting to make our way down that beautiful double helix of light. Unwinding, retreating, returning. Starting to be more mindful of your body, of the room that you're in. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then bringing that double helix of light back into your physical form now. And merging those columns of light now with your material DNA, seeing if you sense a little bit of a difference. If you were in some discomfort before, do you feel better now? If you were tired before, do you feel more awake now, or vice versa? Because these systems now have to come back together and sort of reintegrate, right? It's a pretty powerful process. It's very accurate in my experience to be able to work interdimensionally with your DNA as light strands that can be coded and recoded for health and wellness and achievement and abundance and all that you seek. When you feel those double helix lines come back together and the energy return to your stones, you should put your stones together in your left hand and cover them with your right hand. And we ask that these stones remain programmed for this intention of connecting us to our own physical DNA as well as our energetic DNA, helping us to remain connected to the astral realms, angelic realms, and star gateways, so that anytime we need to access wisdom, information, and healing, we know exactly where to go and they'll guide us right back. And we give thanks. Amen, aho, and so it is. Amen, aho, and so it is. How do you feel? Do you feel like you went on a journey that you climbed and climbed and climbed, and now you're shimmying back into your body? It feels interesting, doesn't it? To move between those dimensions of light. And so now you have tools. You have those stones that have been really consecrated for that purpose today. You have your candle. Always remember to clear with your black kyanite first, because it's nice to go into those dimensions energetically clear. You don't want to be carrying a bunch of energetic baggage as you ascend and move into those realms of light. And then we'll extinguish our candle. It's a beautiful one, this one. The gold on the inside with the really light teal on the outside. The colors are beautiful and the glitter sort of melding together. It's like honeycomb on the inside. It's beautiful. Okay. And so stay present to these intentions that you've set tonight as I watch my smoke rise, especially because you've set them on Christmas night. There's so much more energy than there would normally be when you and I gather to do this work together because of the high vibrational frequency of this occasion. And so it's perfectly fine to ask Christ energy to be present to you, to ask Christ to infuse your intentions with love and with divine peace and beauty, to ask to be of service to others on this planet so that you can not only embody light for yourself, for your own healing and your own evolution and ascension, but so that you can embody that light for others and be a source of wisdom and inspiration. You already are, but it's beautiful to set that intention as well. Okay, so we are going to release the guardians now of the 7 sacred gateways, beginning with the guardians of the vertical gateway, the guardians of the lower world, middle world, and upper world. We're so grateful to you. Thank you for our connection to this planet, to each other, and to those astral realms. Thank you for helping us to code and recode our DNA this evening for beauty, for achievement under this gorgeous Capricorn new moon. We release you with gratitude from the ceremony space. And Guardians of the North, we thank you for your steady presence, for the beauty of this season of winter that is upon us now. We are officially in the winter season. We're so grateful for energies of hibernation and retreat and rest and solitude, which we know will energize us for the work of the year and the decade ahead. So we thank you, Guardians of the North, for being present to us. We release you with gratitude. Guardians of the West, thank you for the healing tonight. Thank you for helping us to connect to our desires. Thank you for overseeing the process of us evolving into a higher evolutionary form of ourselves, of our DNA. Thank you for helping us to heal 7 generations back and forward with the work that we do. We release you with gratitude. And Guardians of the South, thank you for all of that courage and strength and energies of transformation tonight. I can feel it, like we're right on the cusp of so much that's new. And everything about our planet is shifting and changing right now, and it's all beautiful. So thank you to the Guardians of the South for bringing your edge of that energy, bringing your fire and your transformation energies forward. We release you with gratitude. And Guardians of the East, thank you for this new year. Thank you for this beautiful Christmas. Thank you for the holidays and for our loved ones. Thank you for our health and prosperity and joy in the year behind us. Thank you for opening this new year to 2020, this new door to possibility. Thank you for helping us to cross this threshold to a new decade with grace and beauty and trust and fearlessness and courage and all the things. We are so grateful. And we release the Guardians of the East from our ceremony space with gratitude. And with that, my sweet beloved friends, the last new moon ceremony for 2019 is complete. I want to tell you from my heart to yours, I wish you every Christmas blessing. You know, Christmas for me is such a time to believe. It's a time to believe in people around you. It's a time to believe in hope and in love. It's a time to believe in joy and prosperity. And so I believe for you. And if you're ready to say it and really declare it, you can say it with me right now. 2020, ready, is going to be the most joyful, prosperous, healthy, successful, loving, and easy year for me. Can you say it? And then let's do one for our planet, shall we? 2020 is going to be the most healing, transformational, peaceful year for our planet. Amen, aho, and so it is. I loved setting that intention with you. I hope you liked it too. Felt good, didn't it? And remember, in another dimension, 2020 is already underway. So all that joy, all that prosperity, envision it. It's already happening. And all you have to do is call it into present time so you can experience it now. So with a lot of love, really with a heart full of love, and not just from me, but from all of us here at Team SG, Merry Christmas, Happy New Moon. I wish you success beyond your wildest dreams and imaginations. I always say this, but it's really, really true. And it took me a long time, I think, to really believe it. But there is enough for everybody on this planet. And when you succeed, I succeed. When I succeed, you succeed. We all need each other to succeed. And one person's success doesn't detract from your success. It doesn't mean, oh, they succeeded, so now you can't. In fact, they give you a roadmap. They give you inspiration. They give you energy when they succeed. It's like a juice for your battery, right? So wish success for others too. Everybody benefits when everybody succeeds. It creates this vibration of optimism and hope and encouragement, and it brings a lot of joy. And so I truly do wish for your success now and always. I'm looking forward to hearing at the end of next year, at the end of 2020, how many blessings this year ahead has brought you. And if you can envision them now as if they're already happening, in many ways, they already are. Happy New Moon, Merry Christmas, and not just to you, but to all those you love. I'll look forward to seeing you very soon and wishing you a Happy New Year. In the meantime, be well, everybody. Good night.